Hello, welcome and welcome back. This is Jacob, and today we're going to be continuing the narration for the Code of Brawl side story in Arknights. An oldie, but a goldie. And in today's episode, we will also feature a small little intermission after a certain part of the story, revolving around a character that I have actually honestly completely forgotten that appears in this story, and I'm also trying to, right now as I'm recording this, trying to remember where else does this person actually appear. So once we get to that part, I will ask the question of, or rather, the plea of, can someone please remind me if this person appears somewhere else? Because I'm trying to remember right now and I'm having trouble remembering. I think they appear somewhere else. Might be just a small operator record or something, but I honestly can't remember, but we'll get to that when we get to that. In the meantime, considering this is now episode 2 and moving onward, I usually do recaps for previous parts at the beginning here. If you want to skip this intro section, feel free to just hit up the timestamp that I leave in the pinned comment by myself in the comment section below, and you're gonna be right at the stage and the stories. But let's begin with the usual thing of, on the previous part. We witnessed chaos, and its name is Penguin Logistics. I guess that would be a pretty good summary about everything. But yeah, anyway, we met the penguins, we met a young boy, or rather young adult by the name of Bison, who is, or was on his way to Penguin Logistics to work for them as a temporary employee, driven there by his very own butler, who both of them then run into the Mafia. The Mafia being a entity in the Lungmen underworld who pretty much just recently came to Lungmen in, well, the least couple of years, but have slowly started establishing themselves. And for some reason, they attack the young man with his butler. The butler gets knocked out. Axia jumps in to save Bison's ass. And we meet pretty much almost the entire crew of Penguin Logistics, including the Emperor. And the only one there, because of other reasons, was Sora. But as the story progresses from that point onward, the crew keeps getting continuously split up. They keep also forgetting about Bison and that he is not yet used to how the Penguin crew works around themselves. And, well, he gets continuously lost or split up for them, doing his own little adventure and meeting certain people. Most importantly, he meets a certain blue-haired angel who is apparently also maybe a Sarkaz, by the name of Mostima, who also kinda works for the Penguin Logistics crew, whenever she's at least in town. But he runs into her, they have a couple of adventures around the city, they share a couple of little moments as well. She busts out his ass when he gets kidnapped at one point as well. And we do meet a couple of side characters that are slowly getting intertwined into this story. Two of them being Jay and Waai Fu. Jay doing his usual business and just selling food as a vendor in the park, while Waai Fu is just being on a break from studying and just moving about. But the two of them keep running into each other as well. Jay's mentor as well at one point gets attacked by the Mafia because they have intel that Uncle Tongue is kind of connected to the Rat King. The Rat King makes an appearance as well in the story, pretty much as a normal shopkeeper of a candy store. But yes, he does have a candy store, and Mostima apparently, as all Sancta are, is drawn to the sweet stuff. And for multiple reasons he's being drawn to his store as well. more so than not. But the story is pretty much all over the place. It is chaos, as I said, and there is a certain protagonist that would love this chaos, am I right? But at the end of the story, we did see a tiny little moment with a conversation between two big shots of the, well, of the Lungmen background, let's call it. And yeah, we did have a short little moment, as I pointed out during the last narration, in the story where at a certain point, when Sora finally appears, she gets mistaken for a Sancta. Not just by Bison, but also by a bystander who was with him at that point. But quickly they notice who it is and they don't see her as a Sancta anymore. Like I said, it is a point about Sora because her appearance does, especially in her art, does change from her E1 to her E2 art. And yeah, that one is interesting. But anyway, let's begin with today's part, shall we? So, in today's narration, we will be covering the story for stages 6, 7, 8, and the cutscene stage CBST2. Might seem like a smaller part than last time. It does feel a bit denser than last time at least, because the story is slowly heating up. But considering there is only like literally 2 stages after this, plus the scene left, that will be the final part then of this narration. But that will not be all for the final part, when we get to that one. But let's begin on CB-6, titled, as per usual with these stages, 10:26 PM. Just as a quick reminder, the previous stage was at 8:31 PM starting, so we are now almost 2 hours later compared to the previous stage, at least the battle stage. And also, in its description says here, things that are truly excellent will always shine forth, even if stripped of their other trappings normally around it. For example, the discerning gentleman's armament of choice, an empty wine bottle. So, let's begin. 10:26 PM, cloudy. Sunset Boulevard, the ends of the earth, lounge. Say, boss, what year is this vintage? Metallized coloring, lively aroma, robust flavor, velvet texture, and this is... last month, a 40 of malt liquor from the corner store. Perfect scores up and down, boss. That's why they call you the London self-proclaimed #1 sommelier. How many times do I gotta tell you? This is a reserve weapon. It ain't for drinking. Sora? Okay, here's your mouthwash. Did you mean to wash your mouth with... how is that word pronounced again? Oh yeah. Jesus. Huangshu. Right. Alcohol is a disinfectant. There is industrial alcohol under the bar. That would do the trick. It's all good. We got money, so we might as well spend it. It's all in the process, you know? And the amount. It's the process of spending. Everybody, the apple pie is ready. It's time to party. Oh, Exia's homemade apple pie. Bottoms up. So, like, what exactly are we partying for? Huh? It's Bison's welcome party. So, like, where's Bison? I don't know. Then pick another reason. We always got a reason to party. What are you guys doing? Alright, here's the guest of honor himself. Hey, welcome to the ends of the earth. You're late. That's 3 shots. Guest of honor drinks triple, but you can't drink. So that's 9 sodas. Drink up. Why is it called the ends of the earth? And the decor is so gaudy. And what's with the penguin? Is this some kind of punk thing? Don't just stand there with your tongue hanging out. This is your welcome party. Apple pie? No, thanks. My boy, when someone offers you apple pie, you don't say no to that. Now I want apple pie. Might go for an apple shooter later. Anyway. So while me and Massima were out there fighting off mobsters, you were in here partying? So what happened to their leader? he got away. To be more precise, we'll let him get away. Regardless, he got away, so what do we do next? We know the enemy's identity, their goal, and their numbers. They're the Siracusan Mafia, and they want to take Penguin Logistics territory in Lungmen. Even though we're a logistics firm and... never mind. Don't sweat it, Texas. We've always got a few days here and there to take out the trash. When you say it like that, it makes us sound even less like a legitimate business, doesn't it? They don't know what they're talking about. They couldn't fill the boss's t-shirt for 2 minutes without cracking under the pressure.
Penguin Logistics is a unique operation, and I'm a step even more unique.
But that means we have lots of options for how to work this out. Why do we have to fight with them? I don't know.
You don't know?
How have you been...
Alright. Let's not put too much brain power into this. Find an opportunity to grab their boss, hook him into the river, and boom, we're done. This whole thing has been one big waste of time. I just don't give a shit.
Seriously, this isn't really worth spending any more time on. Here, gum. But we at least need to come up with a plan to... Wait, what flavor is this gum? White horse cold flavor. Croissant, please add this brand of gum to our hazardous material list. We were running low, so I grabbed the new flavor. Didn't notice what it was. Whoops.
Yo, are we gonna party or what? We got food, we got drinks. Where's the tunes?
I'm on it. I wasn't expecting jazz, even if it's a little... The previous owner was something of a jazz lover, but after the boss took over, we had to make a few style changes. A few? It's pretty much because the boss's own records all got toasted and that...
Enough! Let's not bring back any tragic memories. And besides, nobody asked him to go get sick. Here I am taking the time out of my busy schedule to look after his bar.
Is it oropathy? Lungmen's been through a lot. They should have changed the way they look at the infected.
Nah. He picked up an alcohol allergy.
He was fixing to be the greatest bartender in all Lungmen. For a fella like that, we call it terminal.
We got some party crashers. Yo, get behind the bar if you want to live.
Yes, sir. Nice. There's a coin back here. Don't squirm around. There's not much room back here. Ow! Watch your halo, Exia. Stop gawking. Get down, Bison. Oh.
Get them!
Well, that's the end of this place. Mr. Emperor's still out there. Will he be okay?
Why aren't these punks still up in my business? Shoot back already, before they completely trash the joint.
Sorry, boss. I'm all out of rubber bullets. Should we get at them with the bar stools?
Didn't I buy a 40 of malt liquor and leave it here in for just such an occasion?
We just drank the last bottle. All we got left is the top shelf stuff.
Use it. I ain't some stuffy old rich man filling my place with fancy show booze. Let his liquor show us what it's worth.
Huh? But the price of this stuff's higher than...
Grab it, hold it in your hand, and remember, aim for the head. Perfect. Protecting this bar means protecting my land. Come on.
Exia. Got it. Take a bottle and smash a head. No problem. Wait for me.
They're charging. Watch out.
That's 100,000, 150,000, 450,000, 700,000. How much was that? No, Exia, that one... What? Huh? Tonight's property damage bill. At least you and I got our sheets to fight with. Don't want that number getting any bigger. Right. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Also love the soundtrack for that part. Anyway, moving on. Well, if it ain't a Siracusan stray here in my lounge. You're all out of crossbow bolts, and I'm still standing. So, this is Emperor. You come through a rain of arrows still holding your drink. Lucky bastard.
Lookman isn't much for straight-up close-quarter fighting. If you don't play by the rules, you'll get kicked out of the game.
Rules? By the time the cops get here, all they're gonna find are your splattered corpses. Bangoing logistics.
It's all their people out there. They got the back cover too. Looks like this feller's mighty thorough.
That coward Capone is too afraid of the Rat King and Jay and Waai Fu, even if that one might need a thought or two. But you and the Rat King, you ain't worth a second look. Yeah, is that really what you think? Or are you just trying to sound scary? I believe it with all my heart, Mr. Emperor. Croissant, grab me a bottle. Our friend here's got the broken brain. I'm gonna do him a favor and fix it up for him.
But, boss, not for nothing, we already smashed a couple $1 million worth of booze over here.
And how much were their lives worth?
Don't see how it could all add up to that much. Are we doing this?
Nah, we're keeping the deal we made with Lil Wei. We don't go all out in Lugman, we don't make trouble, we don't threaten life and limb. Keep it professional, business is business. But we've been on the run for a grand total of 5 hours today. That's double my normal workday. Double! Not to mention, we torched a whole year's worth of goodies. Cars, booze, and my precious vinyl. And now we got some tragic, unanticipated deaths here in my club. What are we gonna do about all of this?
Understood.
Texas. This name of yours displeases me.
I don't recall knowing any Siracusans like you, but you're about to go running out of Lungman with your tail between your legs.
You're gonna regret slandering my name, Texas. Who's here the stray dog who ran out of Lungman? You know the truth. You ain't fit to go toe-to-toe with a Caesarean. That's a good face right there, Texas. You must look Siracusan like that.
Wow. This is a surprise. You got called out too.
You could say that, but it's honestly a relief to get pulled away from those cocktail parties.
Does a small-time mafia dust-up really deserve such a grand response?
No, it doesn't. But it makes for a nice excuse to tear myself away from troublesome social interactions. Croissant has ordered a new custom accessory for her hammer. Ixia has sought my help in caring for her beloved gun. In short, there is much to be done.
Yeah, I might have something for you too.
No matter, assisting my colleagues with such trivialities is one of my duties, in addition to my primary function.
Can you look after this staff for me?
This white one, you do understand its significance, don't you?
Just for tonight, let me relax a bit and enjoy the carnival. I can't exactly take it out onto the dance floor with me. I'll lose control.
Of course, I will take it. It's my responsibility.
It always comes down to work, huh? Thanks anyway. You want to go for a drink afterwards? It's on me.
Would love to. Socializing over drinks with colleagues is vastly more meaningful than the empty social niceties I've endured. But I'm afraid, looking at these movements, it may be a challenge to save the ends of the earth.
So, did you just get into Lugman? How much do you know about what's going on tonight?
Everything. The threads that make up this year's carnival are uncomplicated. The tapestry is abundantly clear to me.
Are you not going to help?
I am not. I will leave the physical labor to your youthful vigor. Look after your items, enjoy a cup of tea, and wait for the situation to resolve itself. Right then, the Rat King is waiting for you. Do please enjoy yourself.
You too, Yeeth. It's Samhain. It only comes once a year. Don't work yourself too hard. Anyway, I'm out.
Samhain? Oh my. I was supposed to take off for Samhain. And here I am working overtime like always. What a dreadful waste. But at least now that she's entrusted you to me, we can reminisce about the good old days, my old friend. It's nice to grip you in my hand like this. No complaining.
You have nowhere to run.
Texas, you got the skills to match your name, your family.
Shut up. Texas! I've taken out more than you! But Texas is holding down their leader. That's gonna be worth at least 3. What? So I'm losing? Nah, nobody else is even counting. Oh, we still got a bottle over here. Let me check the price tag. That's 1, 2, 3, 7. 7 zeros. Thank you, Lady Luck.
What are you scared of? There's only 5 of them. No cliches in my club, please.
My head.
And you didn't even count me. There's 6 of us.
6 Penguin logistic employees against an entire armed mob, and the logistic firm wins? That's kinda weird, isn't it?
Ain't nothing weird about that. When it comes to team fights, we're the best in Lungmen. Long as the numbers ain't too different. You lost. Give up.
Lost? Give up? Are you really D, Texas? When Sicilians cross swords, there ain't no winning or losing. There's only life or death. You must regret not biting the bullet and finishing the job. Fire in the hole!
Take cover. Another bomb? We let them get away again. Should we go after them? No. I may have underestimated them a bit. Even if they're a bunch of losers who ran off to Lungmen, they're still Sicilian mobsters. Texas, are you hurt? Let me take care of you. It's not deep, don't worry. I'm worrying. Sit down. I'll get the first aid kit. Sicilians. What's a Sicilian anyway? Is it a kind of Siracusan? The Sicilian Union is one of the origins of Siracusa's 12 families. It was the first city to turn to violence to achieve its goals. It's where we get the word Sicilian in Siracusan. But these days, the word has kind of a different meaning. It's pretty rare for a Siracusan to actually call herself a Sicilian. They're not as strong as they used to be, for a whole bunch of reasons. But if they still call themselves that, well... Breathe, Texas, breathe! You're wearing yourself out talking that much. The main point is, it's a way for wannabe dangerous mobsters to tell everybody they think they're dangerous mobsters, right?
Yeah. We can't let them keep ambushing us like this. Our losses are only going to get worse. We have to hit back. We need a...
Hold up. Just everybody hold the F up. What exactly do you think I... What excuse do you think I can give to my dumbass alcoholic allergic bartender friend to explain what happened to this place?
Is there an explanation? At least the stool you're sitting on is in great shape there, boss.
All we got left's one bar stool?
Yes, that one bar stool.
Alright. Broken bottles, shut up walls, and tethered velvet got its own unique vibe to it. Yeah. This is my new renovation. Redecorating the joint.
No way. Nobody's going to buy that. We probably just gonna pay him back for all those damages, huh? Looks like we're gonna have to tighten our belts at Penguin Logistics for a few months, for a while. Plus the whole place stinks of alcohol and I'm all sticky. At least it's disinfecting my wounds. Don't be stupid, you can't use wine as a disinfectant. Here, I've got some medical alcohol. Why is there a straw? Never mind. Here, Texas, let me apply it.
I had an idea. If these punks gonna come out at us on Samhain, then we're gonna send them peacefully to the afterlife. That's an idea, buddy.
But very quickly, we're gonna make a very small intermission here. And it is mostly because of this bad boy that appeared in the story right now, called Yeeth. Now, I was very curious as to, or rather, because I couldn't remember where he appears. So once again, I cannot remember if he appears in anything at all from later stories or side stories. So if anybody remembers anything, you can please leave a comment below and just remind me very quick, because I do have a feeling I've seen him somewhere else, but I can't remember clearly. But when looking up his name, because I was curious what the origin of his name is, because this is definitely a very interesting individual, considering he can actually, apparently, at least from what he alludes to there, talk to the entity bound to the staff that Mostima is wielding. So, while looking his name up, I came up with probably the best thing that I can come up with, and that is the Lovecraftian mythos, or rather the Cthulhu mythos. So, the great race of Yeeth. Very lovely picture there, right? So let me quickly read you what is here right now on screen. So from the Shadow Out of Time story by H.P. Lovecraft, the great race's members were immense rugous cones 10 feet high, and with head and other organs attached to 2 foot thick, distensible limbs spreading from the apexes. They spoke by the clicking or scraping of huge paws or claws attached to the end of 2 of their 4 limbs, and walked by the expansion and contraction of a vicious layer attached to their vast 10-foot bases. So that is a quick little visual of what this race looks in the Lovecraftian mythos, but it continues. The great race of Yeeth are a race of sentient beings of extraterrestrial origin. They are capable of protecting their consciousness across time, inhabiting the bodies of individuals of other species, and swapping their minds with their own. At some point in the distant past, they abandoned their original bodies for those of a species living on the primitive Earth, and built a flourishing civilization on the planet in their new conic bodies. They were eventually wiped out by a race of extraterrestrial beings known as the Flying Polyps, but they survived by protecting their minds en masse into an insectoid race that will one day inherit the Earth after mankind. It also continues when you look up, and by the way, I will leave a link to, and in a minute explain to why this is significant, or rather should be remembered going forward with many side stories in this game. Especially for you, maybe newer people listening to this who haven't experienced some of the weirdness that this game's world has. Continuing onward, Yif is the planet from which the Great Race originates. The Great Race of Yif are a fictional race within the Lovecraftian mythos. The Yithians were able to swap minds with beings of other time periods. Captive minds within Yithian bodies were interviewed to learn as much about their culture as possible. Also very interesting symbol. I don't remember if this shows up anywhere else in the game actually, but I'm gonna try and remember that actually, now that I see it again. Anyway, and as a final little part, the Great Race of Yif were some of the first inhabitants of Earth. Eventually, they waged war with flying polyps and were forced to leave by sending their minds into the far future of beetle folk called, oh god, I cannot pronounce that, Coleopterans, who will rule after humans. So, why am I pointing this out? For people who have been with this game's story and stuff, you might know what this is about, but for newer people that might be listening to this narration and haven't experienced much or only vaguely heard about stuff, there is a ton of Lovecraftian lore in this game. Like, holy shit. I mean, the entire Igor storyline, or rather Igor mythos and everything around them is pretty much deeply inspired by Lovecraftian lore. For more on that, either go ahead and read the Other Tides and what was it called again? Stultifera Navi's side story in that order, or you can go and listen to those two stories on the channel. I will link them in the description, and I will also in the description leave a link to the fandom wiki where I got the screen grabs from for the Yif race. If you wanna have a deep dive through Lovecraftian shenanigans. Oh boy. Anyway, we are continuing on to stage 7 now, with the time now being 11:08 p.m. Brothers turn against one another, old friends reunite, nobody can tell friend from foe, and everyone's happy that way. Sure. Let's begin. Boss, Penguin Logistics is on the move. Of course. I just gave her a few skin-deep cuts. But I'm more worried about Capone. Yeah, we haven't been able to reach him. Tried real hard an hour ago. Where's the last place you got him? The slums? Yeah. That's too bad. What do you mean? Tell all the crews. We're going with the original plan to get Penguin Logistics. But I'm thinking, unless something goes wrong, we'll get 2 or 3 crews dropping off the grid. What do you mean, boss? Couldn't be Capone betraying the family? I get where he's coming from, all too well. We grew up together, and Dad had us deal with a traitor, with our own 2 hands. That was my first time taking a life. Our first time taking a life. The Siracusa fiasco changed us. The only difference is he turned weak, and I chose the clear path. He's gonna sell out the family, or I guess he wants to give the family a new name. So, what should we do about it? Penguin Logistics is turning out trickier than I thought, and we can't fight a war on too many fronts. I'm thinking we deal with our traitor problem first. I'm down at the intersection. Nothing special here. Roger.
Proceed as usual. Wait, what's the plan here? Huh? You screwed up something? No, I just want to be sure. I really don't know Lugman at all. It's Samhain. When midnight rolls around, Lugman kicks off a huge carnival. The whole town turns out. That's when we rub out the penguin logistics. Bada bing! Now about the boss. Don't ask too many questions. Just do what you're told. Chop chop. It's what it is. You ain't gonna kill me, are you?
Of course not, but you gotta take a nap for me, like a good boy. Texas, you copy? It's the same over here. They all split off into little groups. But their leader was in the fight himself, which means they've got someone else handing out dispatch orders. We just have to cut off that head. Hey, Texas? We're in the city center, but boy are there a lot of people out here. Watch out for the enemy. They're moving in small teams. I know. We'll make sure our friends out on the street keep an eye out. Wait, boss? You want to get up on a float? Wait for me. Croissant, Bison, do you copy? So you were talking about that someone else giving dispatch orders. We ran into a little surprise over here. Bison, get down, take cover behind that box over there. Don't get yourself seen. Right, I'll call you back, Texas.
So, where do we go from here? I don't know, since we cut off the boss, since we cut off Gambino Richie, we really don't have a choice. What's the sigh about? Mr. Capone did so much for us here in Lugman, and what came of it? Gambino hops on over from Siracusa and makes nothing but trouble. Not a lick of goods come off him. If we kept to Mr. Capone's plan from the start, we wouldn't be in this mess. We've been over this with the Rat King. Why do you gotta kill anybody? This ain't Siracusa. The boss, I mean the old boss, he's probably just blowing off steam. Well, he needs to grow up.
Sounds like trouble in paradise. Sure does. This could be good for us if we...
Hey, who's there?
Huh? A gunshot? It's that sniper again. We're exposed.
It's the penguins. Don't let them get away. Do forgive me, young master. This is what the master of the house has deemed of me. But in taking action upon the young master, I have placed him in danger. When this matter is concluded, I believe it may be time to retire to the countryside.
Sounds like they're in trouble. Exia, once you've marked out the gangsters to meet up with Croissant. You got it. Sora. Phew, the bad guys are making a lot of moves, but it looks like they're splitting into two teams. Might be a trap. It is not so complicated. The enemy is suffering from internal strife. This is an opportunity. Oh! You scared me. Welcome back. Why'd you have to hack into our private channel? Couldn't you have just sent us a normal message? This was quicker. Where are you now? A depressing cafe. I suddenly remembered I was supposed to have today off. So I came out to enjoy the nightlife. I've sent you Croissant and the new boy's coordinates. Lungman's network speeds are remarkably satisfactory. Understood. Once we've finished our respective missions, we'll move to a system. This is our chance to strike back.
Mr. Capone, the boss's hit on the penguin logistics looks like it failed. What's that meathead worth? I don't even want to hear his name. Is that how we do it? The family needs a solid foundation. The name is the least important part. Did you find the Rat King yet?
Not yet. He really don't leave any tracks around.
We gotta be patient. He's like a part of the city. He's Lungman's shadow. It ain't like we get much time though.
But we gotta be careful. If the Rat King picks up on what we're doing, we could find ourselves fighting 3 sides at once.
It's the same for everyone. If we're locked into a tough spot, the best thing to do is stir up some chaos. You got news on Gambino? You deaf? If you got something to say to me, shouldn't you just say it to my face? How did you get in here? Not everybody's like you. Not everybody can just up and turn into their back on an oath made before Dad's grave. Oath? That's just because we were walking the same path. But times have changed, Gambino. You broke my heart, Capone. But I'll give you one last chance to explain yourself. As my brother. 7 years ago, when we buried the old boss, you sent me here to Lungman. I came halfway across the world to set up a business that could support the family. Like a backstop. But then you had to go and screw up in Siracusa. And what do? You hop on over here and take over everything I broke my back to build. Come on, you ain't getting pissed off over some little shit like this. Or you'd even be dead a long time ago. Say what you want, but today I learned the sharpest fangs in the family is what's gonna turn around and kill it. So, you gotta pull out your fangs and snap a collar on yourself. If you keep running around Lungman making noise like you do, sooner or later the powers that be are gonna get sick of it and wipe us out. Your deep and heartfelt concern for the family is moving me to tears, dear Capone. The feeling's mutual. You're rusty. The scars you got in Siracusa are holding you back too. Just give up. I don't want to kill you. No, you really do. You know me too well. What?
Well, looky here. I just wanted to bust through this wall and make a nice path, but it looks like I found quite a sight. Sorry to bother you. You two keep at it. We'll go around.
Hurry! Don't let him get away!
I think we're out of options.
How about that? Our troublemakers came right to us. We'll just scoop you up and... What is it this time?
Hey, we're here. Not a coincidence running into everyone. So is it time for a final battle already? Seems a little early. It's fine. The sooner we get this whole thing over with, the better. Just throw them into the river like the boss said.
This kind of chaos is just the way I like it. Tonight's big winner is the one who walks out of here alive. Alright, moving on to the after story of the stage. Come on, penguins!
Looks like you two get along great. What'd I ever do to you? I'll clock you one.
Whose side are you on? It was me, it was that angel.
Oopsie, I missed. Seems fine though.
Get him. Mother, what are you chopping at me for? Sorry, but I gotta stay loyal to the boss. Me too. Oh. What are you doing on the ground? Get up and fight if you ain't dead. Yes, sir.
You can't be so rough with your employees. Do they at least get hazard pay? It's kind of hard to tell who's who. Just try to get everyone wearing black on the ground. Oh, yeah, this is a mess. Sure is.
Whoa, Mostima?
But it looks like you're all doing okay. When did you get here? The boss called me.
Hey, it's the weird-looking Sancta. Get out of here!
Somebody needs to calm down a bit. What are you even fighting over here? Let's take a step back.
She stopped the boss? No, it's that staff. Look out, boss, she's a caster. Looks like we were right to not take her head on. Hey, don't get near him. I ain't never seen a Sancta like you before. Or, wait, are you a Sarkaz? What the hell are you?
I'm just an ordinary messenger.
Gazzata.
Time for intermission. Or are you not going to listen to me?
Who do you think you are? How are you doing all... How are you all doing? It's been a long time, hasn't it?
Oh. Right, I forgot. Whoopsie. Yeah, the wrong character is highlighted there. Should be Mostima talking for that line. So, how are you all doing? It's been a long time, hasn't it?
Hey, eyes on me.
A couple of years, I think. Maybe a couple of months. When your days are as rich as full as ours, what kind of... you kinda lose track of time. It's been about 4 years and 3 months, Mostima. Yeah, that's pretty long. Don't give me that face. If you keep looking that gloomy, I think you've gotten sick. Isn't that a touching reunion? Touching or not, it's definitely not the time to be reminiscing. Are you really going to do it here? I'll do only what needs doing. Okay, just go easy on them. Don't worry. And it looks like I've got another customer waiting. No matter how many times I see it, I'm always impressed how Mostima will wave her staff around all light and subtle, only to have some big amazing thing come out. That mobster's already scared stiff. Phew, I guess I should plug a couple of them. What's wrong? Are we done?
You may have some moves, but you can't bet I'm not letting you stroll out of here.
You don't always have to play the big bad wolf. Just treat this as some after-dinner exercise.
What's going on? Did this fire just turn solid?
Seems like Yif is around here somewhere. Better wrap this up.
Who are you monologuing at? Come at me!
You keep losing your temper. That's a really bad look for the head of a family. How are you going to keep control of the situation?
This smug attitude of yours really pisses me off. Arts, take cover! We'll take the penguins. Don't want to get in your way.
They're underestimating us. Show them what we can do. You got it! Yeehaw! That's Mostima the messenger. A messenger? Are messengers really all like this? Is that the wind? Wind? Texas, run, quick. Right.
Hey, what's with the earthquake? What did the caster just do?
Honestly, old people are so impatient.
You ain't getting...
They really could have added a sound effect for the quake.
Hey, it's ours. Let's get out of here. A sandstorm here.
Things are getting kind of weird. Texas, over here. What about Bison and Mostima? The sandstorm cut them off. I'll get them. Wait, Exia. Every time Mostima's involved, she loses control like this. Texas, Mostima, where are you? There's sand in my eyes. Don't panic. Mostima. Shield yourself from the sand and come with me. That's one old man we don't want to provoke within striking range.
The ground. I'm sinking. It's quicksand. Run. Don't get swallowed up. Boss, what do we do? Where are they? Where's Capone?
They ran out under the cover of the sandstorm. We got a few of our guys in their crew.
Boss, this place is gonna collapse. Run. We'll get another shot. Shit. What the hell happened?
Another shot, Strange. I don't remember you having any shots left.
Alright, moving on to stage 8. At 11:41 p.m. Some people's bad habits stink up the entire office. Stink up, pardon. Others stink up the entire city.
Is everybody okay?
Yeah, the whole building is gone. What in the world was that?
How about you? You just passed straight through the center of an active art. It's pretty wild in there. I just noticed. Why did you cut your hair short? Did you just laugh at me? Our heads are full of sand. Even short hair needs tender love and care. I'm fine. Thank you. Thank you? It's like we're strangers now. Oh, it's like I know basic manners. Huh. Yeah, I guess that's true. Maybe if you weren't always sleeping during work, playing rock music outside the church, getting the notorial hole to chase you 3 blocks.
This is so weird, reading this line and actually knowing what she's talking about, or rather knowing how those buildings look or places that she's talking about. For what I'm talking about, well, you can look it up on the channel here, the guide ahead narration. Anyway, until your old school you accidentally blew up unfurls a big banner the day you leave Laterano. Good luck in Lungmen, Nexia. Oh, are we up to the part of our reunion where we pick up away at old scars? Okay, my turn. By all means. Nope. Come to think of it, I don't actually know any dirt on you. Good girls shouldn't know too much. You play my big sisters now? Yeah, pretty much. These two seem to get along well. Is it because they are both from Laterano? And someone can actually talk over Exia? Mostima, I've got a little question I need to ask. A teensy-weensy tiny little question. Yes? Why did you come back now? Oh, well, lots of reasons. How can I explain it? First, for work. Second, Samhain means lots of sales in Lungmen. Things get pretty exciting. Although Samhain, we had no idea where you were, you decided to come back this year? Let's get to what you're really asking. If you know what it is, then just tell me already. It's nice to see you all twisted up at a loss for words. Brings back memories. And it's probably not right to get into all this stuff in front of our guests. Oh, don't worry about me.
I'll hang back here. You two can say what you need to. That's no good. There's still a chance we're being followed. Hey, don't use Bison as an excuse, you crafty bitch. We should meet up with Texas and the girls first. Who knows how many scary mobsters have eyes on us now. Are you always getting into this much trouble when I'm not around? I wouldn't say always. Maybe 4 days a week? Or 5 or 4? 4 or 5? Or 6 or 7 or 8? Right, definitely not always. What about you? Where did you go? You know, when I saw the boss back there, he told me you already left Lungmen. You know how that made me feel? All kinds of places. Too many to name. Down to a tiny village nobody's ever heard of to pick up a ladder and then go hiking through a mountain range to chase after a nomadic city. That kind of thing. Sounds lonely. But maybe my travelogue will sell well. Have you been to every country, Mostima? Most of them. You jealous? A little. Most messengers don't get to do things like that. You'll get a chance. But don't count on Penguin Logistics. We don't really use common sense. Yeah, I'm well aware by now. Sitting in a truck in the middle of the endless desert, staring at the setting sun through the yellow sand, it sounds romantic, but when the romance stretches into hundreds of hours, it starts to wear thin. I've never seen a yellow sand sunset, but don't you think it's pretty dusty out here today? Lungmen's air quality has really dropped in the past few years. They need to add some more air purifiers. Air quality? Maybe. Exia, Bison, I hate to do this, but you two go on. Again? They say it at the same time. Again? Again? Come on, don't you think I control my entrances and exits very well? Are you serious? It's just a few hours for you, but for me... Fine, Mostima, but you better buy me dinner. Really. I know, I know. Phew, what a night. Can we just leave Mostima by herself like that? Who's leaving her? Even if we didn't let her go, she would just disappear at some point. Are you upset? Let's go find Texas already. We'll talk about this another time. For Exia to go missing at a time like this. Are we in trouble here? We're surrounded, an ambush right in the slums. Are these fellas with the Mafia boys? They look different. No, I recognize some faces. They are all local Lungmen people.
Dilo says to teach them a lesson.
Aren't we looking for Texas? What's going on? Why are these guys surrounding us all of a sudden?
Isn't it you who busted in here?
See, it's just you wandering around without asking for directions.
I'm afraid we can't let you leave.
I'm sorry? Well, you're a Forte, and you've got a shield. Huh? We do it the usual me and croissant style. You clear a path, I'll bring up the rear. But there's no completion bonus this time. Yeehaw!
Alright, and continuing on to the after story. 11:45 p.m. Cloudy. Downtown Lungmen. Cafe al fresco.
A pleasant aroma. To enjoy such a lovely alfresco cafe with a sandwich by candlelight, as the people go by with the fragrance of sweet candy. It would be a truly relaxing experience were it not for this young lady staring daggers into me. I just happened to be walking by. What that thing you have in your hand isn't the kind of thing that can be explained by happenstance.
So, welcome to, for probably the newer listeners of this, welcome to the moment where collectively everybody went, When are you gonna become playable? The character. But yeah, anyway.
I have explained. Mossima is acting in her capacity as an employee of Penguin Logistics. I am helping her guard the staff in her absence.
You think I'm going to let some freak who talks to her staff off the hook?
Freak. Let's just pretend you didn't see that. Shall we be fine? She will be fine.
I'm not worried about her.
Nor will she make trouble.
I hope you're right.
Perhaps I should just stay in the hotel.
Oh, here you are. What was that back there?
Just a flight of whimsy.
For whimsy might have been a little too powerful. You knew Penguin Logistics was there, didn't you? And as old as you are, you probably shouldn't exert yourself like that. You're not looking to cut it short, are you?
Just how much of my power do you think I expended?
Right. Well, how about you take your murderous aura down a notch? I have just about all the ominous energy I can take. So, what happened?
I may have underestimated the vigilance of the youth. Lungman's young people never fail to impress me. It is nothing major, but a few out-of-control puppets have injured a remarkably dedicated pinball master. That is all.
That is all. I think you need to work on your expression before you go saying things like that.
The one who always smiles never truly smiles. Compared to you, I am very relaxed.
Isn't this something you planned for? Like, in order to prevent this conflict between Penguin Logistics and the mob from turning sour, you went looking for an excuse to punish them. Something like that.
Look at you, girl. It's such a waste to have you scrounging around with that penguin.
I'll take that as a compliment.
But I did not permit them to go trampling the slums. I would never permit that. I have reached the end of my patience for their constant oversteps, and yet they still continue to disregard the rules. I had assumed that if they maintained even a faint connection to Siracusa, they might be of some minuscule, interesting benefit to Lungmen. I am very disappointed.
Wait a second, why are you telling me all this? This isn't like a reveal your whole plan before killing me to keep your secrets sort of thing, is it?
All people need to complain.
Oh yeah? Then I'll just treat it like a Samhain carnival. I didn't hear a word you just said. The more trouble the Mafia stirs up, the bigger the balance I'm due on the other side.
And after you have that money,
the first thing I'll do is buy that candy shop.
You really are attached. Fine, aside from the cellar, everything else is yours.
There's a cellar? Can't you try to protect my sweet memories even a little bit?
It's my shop.
That's too bad. I really thought you'd retire as something more like a grocer.
Maybe. If I'm still alive by the time I retire. Time grows short. The carnival is about to begin. The players in this show are already in position.
You're not watching from the sidelines anymore?
The scenery here is lovely, isn't it? Samhain is all about honoring the dead, and Lungmen is our city after all. When the living enjoy their lively carousing, only then may the souls of the dead depart without regret. And if we have a rat with one foot in a coffin, Unless it moves, one might mistake it for a deceased soul ready to depart.
How are we supposed to do lively carousing?
Just like this.
Oh, I see. Then this Samhain's expenses must be pretty high. Wasteful even.
Smart girl.
Otherwise Chief Wave would have come after you a long time ago.
Let's not speak of such matters. I certainly don't want to talk to the LGD again. So annoying. But the key to a good show is when the actors foot the bill themselves. Are these guys mobsters too? How much farther do we have to run?
Definitely not. They might be some of those thugs we ran into before. There's too many of them. Don't want to think about it. Just run. We can lose them.
But I just saw a guy running at us with a rolling pin.
That's how these fights usually go. You don't come to the slums often. Sometimes they end up rolling some blood or teeth into the dough, and then a customer gets all pissed off when he bites into someone else's tooth.
I really don't need such a detailed explanation. Have you known Mostima for a long time?
You're getting pretty friendly with me now.
Mostima said she was testing me.
Oh, I never heard about that.
I guess I didn't either.
Why do you look up to her so much? It's really different from the way you treat the rest of us.
She's kind of like everything I ever hoped to be as a messenger. She's done everything I ever hoped to do. I really envy her. Even though I don't really get what's going on in her head.
That's how it goes. I chased her from Laterano to Lungmen, then I met the boss, and all the way up to today I still don't know what's going on in her head. I've since given up. It's easy to just wait until she pops up right behind me.
Don't be so gloomy. Wait, did you say from Laterano to Lungmen?
Uh-huh. You caught that, didn't you? Don't give me that look. I'm just as good as Mostima. Maybe she's a little bit ahead, but...
No, it really doesn't matter to me. We should focus on meeting with Texas.
What's that? Wasn't that a little too hard? That's justified self-defense, don't sweat it. Hey, Texas. You're okay, but where's Mostima? Do you really have to ask? She Mostimad.
I love that that is a term, Mostimad.
Oh, sorry. What are you sorry about? And what are you looking at, what are you all looking at me for? Mostima came back. We'll see her again sooner or later. But first we should probably deal with these new bad guys. So, what's this all about? Some kind of revenge for us being too rowdy? Maybe.
Maybe. Are the slums always this violent?
Can't make friends if you don't throw them down. Talking with your fist is the oldest form of communication. Got a call. It's the boss.
What's cracking? You ladies having fun? Feels like you're missing something. No? Good. Listen up.
Mr. Emperor, did you happen to buy a lot of insurance?
There's a big carnival gala down on Luklow Street for Samhain tonight. They got some no-name marketing thing going on, but I decided I'm gonna make an appearance there as your big-time rap god. We'll bring some fire beats to Lungmen. They break down in tears and bow down all nice and tidy. As for you, you're gonna watch my back, and you scoop up all the wannabes chasing us in one fell swoop. Got it? Got it. Good. Make it happen.
He hung up. Feels like deja vu all over again. So I guess we have to go to that party thing too? Yep, let's hit the road.
Alright, and let's round things up on stage CBST2, titled Midnight in Lungmen. Rumor has it that at midnight you can encounter ghosts on the streets of Lungmen who will usher you to a glorious bygone era. However, you have to take some time to discern whether these ghosts are actually living or dead. Midnight. Dusty. Downtown Lungmen. Busy street.
Hey, you're doing the whole triad face thing again, you know?
Did you look into those people for me?
I came up with a rough sketch. As much as I like to bring these evildoers to justice, it looks like it's not going to be a one-woman job. I may have to ask for help at the office. Seems they're not your run-of-the-mill punks, and that Ak wasn't exactly forthcoming. He has to go and make everything so complicated.
I'm sorry, who?
Ak. His name is Ak.
Oh, okay, well, since it's not so simple, I'll help out.
You were listening, weren't you? A bunch of street thugs is one thing, but if we're dealing with a large-scale organized syndicate, we can't just go in there and start throwing punches.
We have other options besides going in there and starting to throw punches, don't we?
Are you really going to nail me on semantics?
I'm not joking.
Is Uncle Tongue okay?
He wasn't hurt badly, but that's not the point.
Right, it's not. If this were just some underworld spat, I wouldn't get involved. But when I see the wicked strike the innocent before my very eyes, I can't sit idly by and let them run amok.
Thanks. You've earned some finballs. On me.
I don't need finballs. By the way, this business tonight has something to do with Penguin Logistics. They're not even trying to cover up their involvement.
They're good people. They probably just got mixed up in it somehow.
They've got mixed up in things somehow dozens of times this year alone. They need to be a little more careful and stop making trouble for everyone. If we run into them, we'll have to give them a warning.
Sandor, Genio Mart. Guess the freak running Lungmen's underworld had to have some teeth to him. Mr. Capone, you don't mean... He ain't the kind of guy you want to piss off, capiche? The Rat King? But we're facing off against the boss, Penguin Logistics, and half of Lungmen. Yeah, the outlook ain't so rosy. No room for mistakes. What are you doing, Mr. Capone? Put down the crossbow! You thought going against the family would be easy. I remember the face of every last man who agreed to follow me to Lungmen, who's ready to betray Gambino for the sake of survival. And you ain't one of them. Take a dirt nap, Gambino dog. Get out of here. I thought you were just an ungrateful Katso. Now I see you learn to buy and sell men. Who do you think taught me? Sure as hell wasn't me. You earned my loyalty, then you let me down harder than anything ever has. I won't make the same mistake. You know what betrayal means, don't you? It's Siracusa's greatest crime, but too bad for you. Your honor and glory ain't worth shit in Lungmen. Take it. The Jack of Spades. I told you, your deal. You deal too slow. You're even slower with that sword, Gambino. You get hurt if you fight with the You get hurt in your fight with the penguins, or are we opening old wounds? Seeing you turn coward like this makes me sick. I'm stuck thinking about how I should kill a traitor like you. You're the Joker here now. What's next? What are you gonna do? You take out Penguin Logistics, you take out the Rat King, you take out the LGD, you take out Wei and Wu. You're dreaming. Why not fall asleep forever? Don't worry, I'll send your ashes back to Siracusa. Maybe I'll have the old village grind your corpse up. Whoa, what are you... What? Sounds like we got party crashers. I should have killed you quicker, but now we're gonna play host. Stop him! Ah, my toe! What's this, kung fu? Can't even touch her. They're unarmed, just get up. Ugh.
Phew. So, it's you two?
I don't like to go around picking on weak little ladies, but you tore through my boys, walked right up to me, and you don't get a speck of dust on those pretty clothes of yours. You're the Rat King's people. Were you in the slums? You broke up a fight between Sicilians and you got the balls to ask questions. Yeah, I'd say it was you two. Huh? This mook.
Are you just going to watch?
Don't get me wrong. It's always a good idea to borrow a knife to off somebody when I gotta deal with this katsu myself. On the other hand, you look like you're a handful.
I think you should surrender. Really.
Huh. You're about as good as that wolf. Who knew the Rat King had cards like you up his sleeve?
What cards? What are you talking about? Just get down on the floor and turn yourself in.
Hey, I remember you. I met you before. You're dressed up like a seafood salesman. Played you like you were making fin balls. Funny, I never thought I'd have to give you a second look. No, I really am. Never mind. Right now, just for tonight, I'm what you think I am.
Hiya!
Huh. You getting beat by a girl over there, Gambino? Oh, I'm still gonna kill you. Wipe that smile off your face.
You've been looking for a chance to take a low blow, dirty fighter. How can you hope to win if you strike with the wrong part of your fist? You will pay for the harm you have done.
You had me wait so long just to bring me here. What is this about? Are we looking at grave plots? You want to be my neighbor even in death? After so many years in business, how do you keep such a sharp tongue? I don't talk to my customers like this, but you're not a customer. I'm hurt. This is Afat's grave. You probably don't know him. This one's Rascally Chan's. And over here is Fake Yama. Then in the back is Old Wu. And the Steel Psycho plus Lucky On. Lucky On's family was rich, so he got the hillside plot. So many. At least they're all neighbors. We should think about where we'll stay too. I think it's still too early for that. Or are you trying to tell me you've got some terminal illness? It's not early. We don't live long enough, so it always feels like we've been through tough times. Like me, our brothers gave their lives for us. Now that I've settled down, I look back and reflect on my life. And nothing seems like that big of a deal anymore. If there was anything really that big, I wouldn't be able to enjoy a peaceful life. Oh my, did selling finballs bring you such enlightenment? Honestly, food price inflation is a lot more dangerous to me than the mob. Die low. Won't you be my neighbor here? The feng shui is excellent, and I hear you get a better deal buying the plots in pairs. Are you done? I'm joking. It's a joke. Yeah, at least you have a daughter. I'm going to die alone. You have all the kids in the slums with you, don't you? And that Phil boy. But there's no blood. It makes a difference when you get old. So you have to outlive me. A bit. Not too much, just a bit. I'll wait for you down there. Are you always looking for ways to needle me? By the way, I'm meeting an old friend later tonight. Would you like to join us for a drink? No thanks. I'm worried Phil is off getting himself into trouble. I'd better look into it. I'll look into it for you. And how many old friends do I have left? I think they're all down there. You have one. I can't talk with the one called Waai. I've been dealing with him a long time. It would be very short-lived. But you took a bullet for Jay and Waai. It's why you can't walk straight anymore. You think I don't know? I don't want to talk about this. It always makes me feel wretched. But at least Lungman can walk straight. At least she's not wretched. You're the same as you ever were, and I guess that's a good thing. If you've really seen enough of him, then you better be on your way. And even if he did see you, he probably wouldn't know what to say. You finally let me go, Lin. This poor old, wounded man. Mr. Tongue. What's that? Live a while longer. Sell some more finballs. Buy yourself a building, open a restaurant, take a few apprentices, and then maybe think about where to put your coffin. There's no rush. The Rat King still lives. It's not your turn to die yet. Fine. Alright, and this will do it for today's section. In the next part, we're gonna be finishing off the story with the last two battle stages. Include the last battle stage as per usual with these narrations. And then we're gonna have also some bonus material. Because there is way more story here than meets the eye. But yeah, anyway. I hope you all enjoyed this part. There was quite a lot of interesting things in this part already. Or rather, should I say, on top of everything that was already said before. But yeah. Interesting shit, right? But yeah, anyway. I need to chill out and drink some tea to calm my voice down. That was a lot of characters and a lot of very angry sounds that I had to make. Including that one, asshole. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this part. And I hope you have a fantastic day wherever you are. But in the meantime, I'm gonna see you in the next part. Until then, bye bye.